Sound check, 1, 2. Yesterday I tried to shoot in auto and the sound just, I don't know, there's something about it. It picks up a lot of background noise and I think setting it manually works better. It's really a pain though because I feel like a retard in public when I'm like, sound check, 1, 2. Sarah has a project going on that I really want to show y'all.
Over the country there are these different cities that are doing Havasu Rocks type of thing where basically they paint rocks just for fun and hide them around town, and then kids or other people find them. You post it to Facebook to say that you found it, and then you re-hide it and somebody else can find it. So people can hold on to them for a little while and just appreciate like a little piece of art and then hide it again.
What is the Facebook page?
The Facebook page, there's two actually. There's one called Havasu Rocks with quotes around the rocks, and then there's also Lake Havasu City Rocks.
I found it.
All the rocks you've hidden are gone.
All of them are gone, but nobody has posted them online.
They haven't been posted on Facebook. So if you're in Havasu and you see this video, then try to spread the word that if you find a rock, put it on Facebook.
The pyrotechnic show was so cool. And on Saturday it was packed. They also had Desert Dash out at Desert Bar, which was like a 5K to the Desert Bar.
Sarah did send me a clip from the pyrotechnic show. The big boom with the lasting glow at the end is something that I haven't really seen. It's kind of unique.
It was like the coolest fireworks show.
It's all about showing off the new stuff that they're coming up with.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's been kind of cool here. 60 degrees for a cold spell in February is not too bad. It is February the 21st. So we all know that software is expensive. You know, Bill Gates is one of the richest men in the world, and it all came from software development. For some reason, we associate buying pencils and paper and filing cabinets with a good that's tangible and we don't mind spending money on them. But when it comes to a piece of software that can replace those things, it gets a little more confusing because you're paying for intellectual property that is easily duplicable but not easy to develop. I pay a monthly fee for the Adobe Creative Suite software because I use it on a regular basis and it's kind of the standard for design professionals and video editors, Photoshop, that sort of thing. But word processing, slideshows, since I got out of college, I haven't used that type of thing very often. And there is an open source software called Libre Office. In case you don't know what open source software is, it is a group of programmers that come together and develop a software. The code is more or less open to any type of programmer that knows what they're doing. They'll allow them to fix bugs or, put in new features. Or since I got out of college, word processing, slideshows, spreadsheets, that type of thing is not a part of my daily life. And so I didn't want to pay for the Microsoft Office suite, LibreOffice.org. If you need word processing, you don't want to pay for the Microsoft suite, then check it out. It's really awesome software, and all it takes is a donation. You don't even have to give a donation, but I would suggest giving a donation. They put a lot of hard work into developing this software, and if you enjoy using it, then share the love. So my shutter speed's set at 200 right now instead of 50, which would be double the frames per second that you're supposed to stick with, but I've started doing that so I can leave the aperture open and see how much depth they get in the shot, because you have to have light. That's what filters are for, but I don't have any, so I'm using the shutter speed to adjust the brightness. And I don't know how it's going to look, so I need to get some movement in there and see if there's tails or if it's going real quick.
She put the lime in the coke and now she drank them full up. She put the lime in the coke and now she call it got the coconuts. Ain't there nothing I can take a set. Leave us belly, leave us take a set. Ain't there nothing I can take a set. Leave us belly.
trying to show off catching the drone in my hand, and the gimbal cover blew in the lake. I didn't plan on going swimming today. I have a plan. I think if I extend this tripod all the way out, I can use it like this. Another drawback. Ninja hair, because it's very much out of the way. No, this isn't going well. The biggest problem is I keep getting on it, and it won't stay on my tripod. I think I just buried it. Got a rubber band. Maybe we can make chopsticks. Oh. I don't even know how to title what I'm talking about today. It's all over the place. And the last part of this is a rant because I truly believe that education is the most important thing for the future of America. Death and taxes, right, Brian?
What's that?
Death and taxes, the two inevitable things in life.
Death definitely, and not everybody pays taxes.
We all know it's tax season, and there's that old saying that you put your money where your mouth is. Well, so I read this book called The World is Flat, A Brief History of the 21st Century. Thomas Friedman wrote it. It was published in 2005. And the message I really took away from it was that progress never stops. Education is the greatest asset of the United States because we live higher on the hog than the rest of the world does. Basically, labor's cheaper elsewhere, and they can manufacture pretty much anything cheaper than we can in the U.S. So, creating those products that they manufacture is our greatest advantage. We have to be the design guys. We have to be the inventors. We have to come up with the ideas that serve the rest of the world. And by promoting education, we can maintain that position. It doesn't take a factory to make software. Another one of those put your money where your mouth is things is renewable energy. We hear a lot of hype about promoting renewable energy but on January 22nd, 2018, a tariff of up to 30% was imposed on solar panels imported to the United States. Taxes are used to either promote or discourage the ways in which we make and spend our money. Corporate taxes were recently lowered to promote business growth, and if we want to promote education, shouldn't tuition and books be tax deductible from pre-K all the way through graduate school? Actions always speak louder than words, and we need to put our money where our mouth's at. Sorry, I don't usually get into politics, but these are two things that are bothering me. When business becomes more important than education, then we have a very major problem, because the products that those businesses are selling had to be developed by people that were educated. Like universities and NASA are there because they invent the products that businesses ultimately sell. But when you take away the resources from the inventors and start applying them to business, then it just becomes all about the dollar, and the whole purpose of that business existing starts to get diminished. One of the neighbors just came out and asked me why I'm filming on the golf course. It's because it's the prettiest place, around here. I love it. Pond. Anyways, this is the London Bridge Golf Club. We talked about Havasu Rocks, which is actually joining. It's one of the complicated parts of using social media as marketing, even though this is just something that builds the community. If you can figure out how to connect people through the internet in real life and get them to interact with each other, then that's the real trick to social media, because it's one step beyond just viewing advertising, and it actually, promotes action. Secondly, Office Libre, or LibreOffice.org. Check it out. Open source software, basically free office software. Third, stop taxing education. Stop taxing renewable energies, because that's the future of this country. Business only exists to promote the positive things that help us live a better life. Anyways, that's it. I'm going to shut up. Y'all have a great night, and I will see y'all mañana. There's golfers out there. You see them? Teeing off, yo. Later.